Hey everybody at Kotaku and Facebook world out there. This is Stephen Totillo, editor-in-chief of Kotaku, showing you the brand new game ReCore that's out. I don't know if it would make sense if I said this is an Xbox exclusive, but that would play into the way they want to change the branding of Xbox, so that you don't just think of the console. This game is new today on Xbox One and on PC, but through the new Xbox Play Anywhere program. If you have Windows 10, you can buy it once for $40, and then you have it on both devices. Sorry, I'm hearing a little bit of echo in my headphones, so I'm just getting a little halting there. But okay, now echo is gone. But yeah, so ReCore, $40, you can get it on Xbox One and PC. We're playing on Xbox One right now, and so you play as this woman, Jewel Adams, and she's on this desert planet. I don't remember if they tell you where it is. I'm pretty far into the game right now. You can tell that in part because I have robot, not just one robot companion, but three. I can have two out at any one moment. This is Seth. He's a core. He's like an energy core, and I've put him in this robot shell, and I'll show you some of how that works later. And then this is Duncan. He's red. I think the yellow one is timid, the red one is aggressive, and the blue one is happy, maybe. And you can actually put the energy cores. Those are the only three that you can collect as you play. The personality cores or whatever, and you can put them into different types of robot shells, and there's up to 5 that you can collect. I don't know that I can show you that through looking at the log here, I think, and then her notes, so take a look. All right, basic controls, core bots. Yeah, so here's Mac, the blue core. You initially get him in this yellow dog, which has been one of the signature things that they've shown when promoting ReCore. And this is the bot form that he's initially in, which is this canine who can dig and find hidden items, and then will also attack enemies. And then Seth this is what he initially looks like. He's a spider bot, and he has some cool abilities that I'll show you in a minute. And there's a little more information about what he can do. And so again, you can see even from here to here, that's showing you 2 of the different looks that he can get, because you're basically finding blueprints that allow you to upgrade the robots. So then there's Duncan, who you initially find him in this kind of ape form, and I've already made him look different as well. I just got a new core, or a new shell rather, the flyer shell, which gives me a different ability. It's sort of like the leaf that you can drift on in Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And I've put the dog, the blue core that was in the dog, into him. So anyway, let's get into playing some of this, and you can see a bit more about how it works. So the game is developed by a collaboration of Microsoft Studios, where I think they've mostly done stuff like storyline. And then I think the primary amount of the game design has been done by Armature Studios. They're a small studio in Austin, Texas, whose principals, their game director, their technical director, and their art director all had those same roles that I just mentioned on the Metroid Prime games, which were great games on the GameCube and later on the Wii as well. And there's some elements to this game that are sort of like that. I actually messed that up. Let me do that again. And then the third development team involved is Concept, which is run by Keiji Inafune, the guy who's credited most famously for having created Mega Man and was at Capcom for a long time. Actually, I get a recharge on that, which is what allowed me to then do another set of double jumps and dash. I think I've been up here already, so I don't know that there's anything to do up here. There might have been maybe go up there? Yeah, I think let's go in there. So you're on this desert world, and yeah, there was already a treasure chest here that I got. So let's just check the map and see if we can find something for us to do. Similar maybe to Metroid Prime games and other games like this, the world is divided into a bunch of different zones, and the objective is sort of to go through a bit of a linear story, collecting these things called prismatic cores. I have 20 right now, and I needed 20 to reach the current access point. I'll need, I guess, 25 to do the next threshold, or like to go into this dungeon House of Steel. I needed 20 I needed 10. I have 20, so I'm over leveled there. But I need to have a level 25 character as well, which I don't have, and I need to have the spider bot, which I do. So we can't go there. Where are we in the game again? We're here, and let's zoom in. We can go check out. Oh, let's see if we can find this prismatic core here. For whatever reason, we should be facing it. For whatever reason, you can't set a waypoint. I don't quite understand why that is. But what do we think? Where do we think that might be, and how would we get to it? Let's figure this out. So I see already some tracks up ahead that I'm going to be using Seth, my spider bot, for. So let's bring him out. And let's just check on the map how close we are. For those tuning in a little bit late, this is Stephen Totillo from Kotaku, and we're playing ReCore here on the Xbox One. New game out today. And I'm just doing some open world collecting right now. We may go into some dungeons and some stuff. I'm pretty late in the game. You'll get to see a bit about how combat works. as we play a little bit further in, and what the purpose is of these bots. They're also doing a thing. They've only done whoops, so much for that. They're changing the level of sand that's out in the overworld here. So when you first are playing, I think the sand is higher, and a lot of this stuff is buried, and then bit by bit, I guess it goes down. Well, really, I just contradicted myself. Not bit by bit. It's happened once before in the game where they've said, okay, the sand has been lowered because of terraforming. You're collecting audio logs and figuring out gradually what might have happened in this game world. In this case, I want to just get over to the other side there, and I'm trying to think of what the best way is to get across over there. Maybe through this like crashed spaceship looking thing. So let's go do that. Okay. Oh, double jump here. And they usually put these collectibles to help you.
The core bots would recycle materials from the ships that brought them from Earth.
Oh, can't get across there.
None of us were planning to go back.
Do we think this is a valid way to get across? Oh, I see. Okay, this thing here, right here, this is a track. So you'll get to see this. So I was saying every bot has a special ability. So Seth's ability, or at least the spider core over there, his ability is sort of like the spider ball in Metroid Prime. So here we go.
Seth, come on.
No, didn't work. Oh no. Okay, I'll show you. I'll try again. I don't know why that didn't work. I probably wasn't on the attach point there. So we will respawn in a minute. You're seeing me die in the mud a lot, which is, I guess, a special feature. ReCore respawns are really fast in the game. When you are falling into the mud, they're not so fast when you die. Then on the Xbox One, they can take, believe it or not, up to 2 minutes to come back, which is kind of terrible. On PC, and I tried it on PC this morning. Oh, let's actually go there first. So this is like Metroid Prime-ish. That's a health pack improvement. So let's see if we can do that. Yeah, on PC, respawning was like 26 seconds or something, which is not the best, but it's not terrible. So there we go. Energy capsule. Let's go back over to that. Or do that. Okay. And over we go. Okay. So let's make sure we get the prompt. There we go. We got the prompt. And Spiderbot takes us over midair. Spiderbot takes us over. Ah, missed it. You saw where it was, right? That's above. Okay, I can get that next time.
So
This
Anthony
is Frank
is asking,
here, reading some comments for us.
Hey, how's it going? Anthony is asking. He's asking about the controls. It just sounds like they look like they'd be a pain. And when I was testing this, I found the camera was a bit awkward. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't really had any problems with the controls. Pretty basic. I'm double jumping with the A button right now. I did the air dash with B. That worked fine. Oh, where's it sending me? Oh. That will recharge me. And, I just missed. Let's try that again.
While we're respawning, so other reviews are, Gene's saying that reviews say it's buggy. Has that been your experience?
In the time I played it with the day one patch on Xbox One, I had one crash, which frankly isn't that bad for a new game these days. The load times, though, have been glaringly bad on Xbox One and have really made some of the things in the game a little more tedious. And this game is about exploring the open world and going from zone to zone. You haven't seen me do the fast travel yet. I'm going to try this. Well, let's just see if we can get up another way. No, I'm going to try that one more time if I can beg your indulgence to give that one more shot. But I have to get back all the way back over there. So maybe there's another way we can get up there. Because that seems like a cool sequence to get up there and all the way through that. We almost had it, too. But yeah, the loading times have been very frustrating. But otherwise, no, the control set and the glitches have not been really much of an issue because I haven't had that many glitches. Oh, we can get up this way. Maybe I didn't need to do that other thing. How are we gonna get up? Let's see. So this is the part that I'm enjoying a lot as somebody who really liked Metroid Prime, is this idea of world exploration, being able to see everything, all the possibilities of, oh, what if I went here? What if I did this? Sure, let's see, what do we think? Go over this way? Usually in video games, the logic is if you could climb something, you should, right? Because there's going to be something good up there, hopefully. We're getting like little, the things that I'm picking up are resources for crafting. now how do we go up there? Maybe we think double jump and over? That seems a little high. That? What do we think? That seems too high. I'm worried that's going to be too low, and I'm not sure what these things... Because it seems like if I could eject myself off of this track up here, but I'm facing the back of the track, I'd want to do that. And it seems like that track connects to that one, or maybe I'm looking at it in reverse, and that comes through that. I just don't see a place... There's that one over there. I'm sure it's boring watching me not take a chance. Let's try this. That sent me the wrong direction. And down. Okay, crap. How do I climb this? Not sure. Let's try something else. So let's go to a combat dungeon. So can I? No, I cannot warp there. Okay, so we just have to walk towards it. So it's going to be directly behind me. So let's turn around and let's try that.
So Christian's asking how the jumping feels. Because I know we've got the double jumps going here. He just was curious to see.
Feels fine to me. Switch to blue laser. So color-coded enemies. Yellow laser then. I got a charge shot, regular shot, and I can also send in my bots to do special attacks. So I just asked Seth to come in with a missile attack. Not sure where he is, though. Extraction is one of the main gameplay mechanics. It's like a fishing mechanic, but you can't do it when you're getting shot. So let's go take care of whoever's shooting at us. This guy. Core snap, so that didn't work. Killed him. Let's work on this guy. So you want to get the health. Oh, no, that's my buddy. That's Seth. I think we're good. No, but it sounds like there's combat. So where's that combat coming from? Well, Seth took care of him. Thank you, Seth, my robot buddy. And let's try to figure out how to get to the dungeon. I'm just doing, because I didn't want to move further in the critical path since I'm pretty far into I'm about 8 hours into the game. I didn't want to go too far into anything that would feel like spoilers to people who are intrigued. So I've been trying to just do some wandering for you guys. But let's go into one of the more focused dungeons and see what comes of that. So we're going into something called Assembly, which looks like it's a combat dungeon, and I can get as many as 2 prismatic cores as rewards, 3 treasure chests, and 1 life bar pickup, and it's aimed for level 10, so hopefully this is not too much of a challenge. You were seeing some of the combat mechanics there. So again, my robot buddy will automatically attack enemies. I can ask them to do special, what they call, I think, lethal or fatal attacks, and those are on a recharge. I'm ready for adventure. So the load times may be a bit, so we'll talk a bit here. The color-coded lasers, you only have one color in the beginning, which I think is just white, and then you get yellow, I think it's the first one, which helps you have an advantage when you're shooting yellow enemies. Similarly, you want to use the core that's associated with the same color as the enemy, and he'll do more damage. So Seth is the yellow core, so use him against yellow enemies. And there's an advantage to swapping them in and out. They've actually borrowed a move from Marvel vs. Capcom, where when you're swapping out fighters, they come in and they do an initial attack just by summoning them in. And you'll see that as I swap bots when I'm going to be in the midst of combat. They'll do an initial damage when they kind of fly in from off-screen and do some combat. So this is the kind of loading time transition stuff that's a drag in this game. On Xbox One, these load times can be like 60 seconds. On PC, when I was trying it this morning on my PC that has a solid-state drive, I was getting load times of 18 seconds or 22 seconds, so it wasn't like too bad. But this, like, since they want you to be going back and forth and fast traveling a lot, after a while, it's like, guys, I would travel to more places and unlock more stuff and find more stuff if I wasn't so disincentivized by the long loads. So this is a combat challenge, so I'm on a timer. So if I can clear the whole thing in 4 minutes, 32 seconds from now, then I will unlock something. Similarly, I'm looking for a yellow key, and I'm looking for 8 switches. Didn't really need to do the extraction here, and it's costing me, but I got the blue core out of that one. Let's take out this guy. Could also have Seth come in with the missile attack. And it's they're they lean heavily on the auto aim. And I think that's some of their Metroid Prime background coming through again. I'm looking for switches to shoot. These would be color-coded orbs that are floating out there. And there's 8 of those for me to shoot. I don't see any yet. And I think it's more about the combat feeling a little bit like a test of reflexes, but also a little bit like a puzzle. So you see Seth is just destroying. I'm switching to blue. This is, I am over-leveled, I guess, for this dungeon, which increases the chances that I can actually get through. Oh, that's the yellow. Oh, no. That's the yellow key, and it landed. Uh-oh. That's annoying. I don't know that I'll be able to get to that because it landed on that piece of geometry, level geometry up there. That's kind of sucks. Yeah, I killed the flying guy who was holding it. I don't know what this is. Yeah, the combat encounter is over. Yeah, I can't. Oh, that's, well, you're seeing a frustrating part of the game right there, and that I should be able to earn that yellow key, and I can't because I can't reach it. So my red laser is just annihilating this guy, and we got him for that. But let's bring in my other robot, Duncan, and he drops right in and does half the damage and punches that guy to death. And I don't have a blue core to fight with me, so let's just switch. Duncan's leveled up. He does like extra punching. His special move out in the environment is he can just break down like certain kinds of tough rock walls that you normally can't get to. You'll see that, again, as I knock people's health bars down, that once they're down to the white triangles, then I'll have the ability to extract a core, and that's one of the crafting elements you want. I need to extinguish being on fire. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Come on, health recharge. Instant extraction there. But yeah, okay, so good, I did some healing. So yeah, I got an instant extraction opportunity there because the enemy didn't see me or was distracted by my buddy. So instead of having to do the fishing game tug of war, that you just immediately pull out the core. So sometimes when you've marked a blueprint that you want to build because you want to create a more powerful robot frame for yourself, you'll be going for core extraction. So you'll be doing this thing where you're weakening them and trying to capture, which is sort of like, I guess, also a concept that you would think of with Pokemon, like capturing Pokemon, wait until they're weak and then throw the Pokeball. But other times you want the resources that they drop, and so you want to destroy them completely and then pick up the detritus that drops out like this. So a little bit of both, depending on how you want to craft it. Timing-wise, I guess I still have a chance for the timing goal. I still can't get to that red key, which is disappointing. There's one of the switches. I don't know where the other ones are, but red laser on that switch, red laser on that switch, blue laser on that switch. So we've got 3 of the switches. Instant extraction, so that saves us time. So take them out. Frank, what else are people asking about, or what are they saying?
Is there any multiplayer functionality?
No multiplayer at all. Single player game, $40. That might be part of why it's $40. Is that it looks like you can spend a good amount of time playing it if you want to collect everything. But I don't expect the playtime of the game is going to be terribly long. I mean, I'm 8 hours in, and I do have 20 of only 75 total cores. But I feel like I got to one of the beginning of the finale of the main critical path plot line. So I'm not expecting a playtime of more than 15 hours or 20 hours for completion, 25 hours for completion. Oh, so somebody's trying to fly away with my my robot buddy there. Switch this to blue. Are people all liking the game, Frank, or is anybody dogging it?
A few people are saying it's not what it seemed to be promised at E3.
Ah, okay. What were people expecting? Do we know?
Let's see. Folks, so yeah, for the folks who are asking that, what do you think is disappointing about it compared to what you saw in the trailers? Let us know.
So here's a kind of a boss thing. So I've missed the time goal, unfortunately. But he's still pretty weak, and let's bring in Duncan, shield break. So if I was really focused, I probably could hit the time goal on this pretty easily, because it's not been that long since the boss showed up, and I'm guessing that's the end. Could be wrong. Oh, I think the next room is the final room. So let's see if we can at least get the 8 out of 8 on the cores. The switches, rather. Not sure we can. I'm not seeing. We're 3 short. Did we get that one? The red one? Yeah, we got that one. That blue one we didn't get. 2 more. Not being able to get that yellow key really annoys me. That's a design flaw. I hate to have to call that out. Oh, somebody else shooting me. So, I guess that was the trip mine or whatever. But that should not be possible. Boo.
We have some positive stuff coming in, though, in light of what I just said. It looks like folks are saying it delivers in the gameplay, which is what's important. And then it's not so high in the cinematics, but I mean, what are you in this for, you know?
Yeah, I'm in it for the gameplay, and man, put that stupid thing up there. Plus, I don't know if anybody else sees the other 2 keys. Let me know, because I'm basically failing all 3 secondary objectives, which is a bummer because I'm missing out on resources. I could have missed them in the previous rooms, and there's one, right? No, it looks like I got that one too. Okay, well, this has just been a stream of failure. I couldn't get that thing when I was climbing before. Now I can't get any of the secondary objectives. I'm sorry, folks. Now you expect the highest quality play here, and you're not getting it. But let's get out of here. Maybe I'll find out that they're in the next area, but I'm guessing no. This is the rewards room. So it's showing me I did not meet the time limit, so that one stays shut. It's showing me I did not get the yellow key, which I kind of did, and that stays shut. And this is showing that I missed 2. Now, those are normally in linear sequence to going through the level, so most of the dungeons are like a linear sequence of things to do, and so then you can infer from that where it is in the sequence you missed getting a switch. But I think those switches were all in the same room, because you see a lot of I only missed 2. They must have all been in that room, and I just didn't see them. Probably panicked because all you fine folks were watching, and I didn't know what to do. But I get a life pickup, which is nice. I can blow up a bunch of crates and get some resources, and can also get myself at least 1 prismatic core, because you get 1 automatically. Now, this is like the nice art design that you know and love from the Metroid Prime people. It's just like cool looking objects and doors and stuff and gear. I like that. So we got that, and we can then get out of here. And let's pick one more place to go in our magical tour of ReCore. No pun and no rhyme intended. Sorry about that.
So Quinn says, reviews are saying that the world is super empty and boring. Has this been a negative point for you guys? Is it a deal breaker for you?
Well, I mean, Quinn, you've seen some of the world for yourself, and I don't know exactly what people are finding boring about it or what they're missing, but for me, what I see when I move around the world are these structures that are begging to be climbed and investigated, and so you saw me trying to do some of that before. A lot of enemies do pop up that you fight. They're of a couple of different kind of species of robots, and they can come up in different classifications. You saw a little bit of that happen, but I was kind of in a weird place where it didn't seem like a lot of enemies were spawning. I'm going to try to go to one other area that I haven't explored that much, and we'll find out together what's there. I mean, it is a desert expanse kind of thing, and it gives you that Mad Max vibe, or it gives you that vibe of the parts on Force Awakens when What's-Her-Face is down there. Rey is working on the Star Destroyer wreckage. So, I mean, there is that feeling of desolation, but in a way, I think the game is like what you see in it. It's like a Rorschach test in a way, because like I've seen people say that they think the graphics of the game are terrible. And it's true, and I'll show you, that when you walk really close to certain parts of the game world, the textures are real blotchy. But I actually really like the art design of the game. I like the look of the big industrial machinery out in the vast desert, and I think it's very attractive compared to the way that a lot of games look. So some people look at the exact same graphics and say, oh, they're terrible, and others, maybe leaning more towards art direction like I am, I think the game looks fantastic. So similarly, I think maybe some folks are looking for a denser world, but I found that there's an ample amount of stuff to do. The biggest drag for me has been the loading times, which make me less interested in going and exploring as much of the world as I otherwise would like to. Like, for example, now I know that I want to go to, I guess we'll see if we can get this core here, so we'll hug the edge. But I know that I want to take you guys to this area over here, or actually here, and I need to get to a warp point. And then I know that once I get to that warp point, it'll take like a minute to do. So I'm like a little bit like, do I want to do that? It's going to take extra time. But let's see. Frank, how are we doing on time, by the way? Where are we at on this year's stream?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Okay, so we'll give people a little more ReCore.
A few more questions. Is there any first-person mode, and is there any melee combat? Two different questions.
I don't think, I hadn't even thought to try if there was any melee combat, but doesn't seem like there is, and no first-person mode either. Where would that core be? It seems like I've passed it. Right? But I don't, can I? Do we think it's up there? Oh, yeah, it's another thing I probably can't reach. Let's see what happens actually if we go. There's clearly a fight happening behind me. Maybe I should turn around. Yeah, so this is one of the more like uber size things. So let's see if we can fish out a core out of him. Oh, he's resisting that. Oh, I think he's considered chrome shielded, is I think the rule here. So we're going to fish out. So red means the line's is getting close to snapping. He's sending electricity down the line, but I fished it out faster, and so I got the core. So there's a tug of war thing. It'll go from red when the line is getting close to snapping, and then it'll flash white when it is about to snap. Now I had an idea here of how to get what I think is the core. So we're going to go, let's see, on top of that. Like, I don't know. I mean, do you guys think this overworld is boring? It depends on what you're looking for. I mean, maybe I'm just too much of a Metroid Prime fanboy where I'm like, I feel that some of that heritage in what I'm playing, and I'm pretty pleased with the prospect of exploring a place like this. Let's, again, though, check the...
Can you have more than one companion bot?
It erased the prismatic core from my map. So there's little questionable technical things there that I'm not sure I'm not all that sold on, right? And I don't think you should be either. So it feels like a game that would benefit from another patch or two to take care of some issues like that. Because I don't know, you all saw there was an indication that there was supposed to be a prismatic core, and it's not there. So things like that are more kind of the eyebrow-raising things. Here's the thing where like the textures are just, I think for a lot of people, they're like, I want to be able to look close at rocks and see them look better than that little bit of blurriness. I don't really care, but you know. But we are going this way and see what we can get to. Oh, so can you have more than one bot? Yeah, well, I have two right now. For those coming in late, I'm playing ReCore. It's on the Xbox One right now, but you can also play it on PC, or I recommend you play it on PC. The load times are tolerable there. They're intolerable on Xbox One for the most part. And you have robot companions. This is Duncan, the angry red energy core, who's currently in an ape exoskeleton. I've got him new white legs. This is safe over here. And then this is Seth, the spider bot, who can shoot missiles and also do this cool little like wall hang and run thing with me. So I got the distinct feeling I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be. So I'm trying to get us out of this to something better. Yeah, I've just had trouble navigating this whole muddy area. And I think that maybe we'll go back and try the thing I was doing. Let's see, what should we do? Frank's like, no, show the people something new. Don't fail again.
I'm actually mostly laughing at Ruben's comment that your bot looks like Harambe.
I'm not going to say it. Y'all, I'm sure, are thinking the same phrase, but I'm not going to say it. So this does tell me here, because the collectibles are here, that there's some reason that they want me to be there. You know what? One more time, just for the hell of it. I know it's a terrible idea for me to be doing this, but I can't help myself. The urge to collect collectibles is too strong. That was close and didn't count. Ah, shit. Well, it'll respawn me. I said one more time, right? I meant one more.
You meant like 6 more times, right?
6 more. This is what playing video games is all about. It shouldn't be easy. It shouldn't be easy to do it the first time. And this is clearly something off the critical path that they don't really mean for everybody to do. So what was the problem here? The problem is maybe I didn't... Oh, that's what I was supposed to have done. They were subtly pushing me toward that, and I didn't take the bait. And I don't know if I can do it now. Oh, I can. Okay. Where are we going? Oh, just made it. mashing the blue button, X button. Where are we going now? Oh my God! No, folks, you didn't see that. That was the treasure chest right there. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're going. I can't believe that. Okay, we're going to go to the crawler. This is going to take like 30 seconds, and I'll show you some of the customization. Well, I didn't want to spoil for you what was in the treasure chest. But you saw, like, that kind of platforming was fun. You can't do that initially because you don't have the spider bot, and so you see all these tracks all around the world. And similar to how you feel, I think, when you're playing a good Castlevania game or a good Metroid game, you kind of log that in your memory, and you think, oh, I need to go back there because there's probably some ability that will let me get to that later. There are these shoots of air, hot air coming out of the ground that from the beginning I'm like, there's going to be something to that. And sure enough, later on, there is something that allows you to interact with those and get to areas that you couldn't previously get to. So that's part of that Metroid-style gameplay loop that they have. We're going to wind it down now. I don't think we're going to have time to go to any other areas, but if folks are interested enough in this game, we can certainly do another stream of it later in the week or next week. But I'm just going to show you a little bit of how the crafting system works for those who might be interested in that. So again, this is our main character, Jewel Adams. Her dad is in some way communicating with her about what the fate of the planet has been. Here in our HQ, we have our bots that are just going to hang out and act cute and silly. So that's Seth. Here is Mac, who was a dog in the beginning, and here is Duncan. And when I go to my workbench, I can research blueprints for them and improve their gear. So I'm collecting resources the whole time I play, so if I wanted to, I could create a better tail for the dog frame. Looks like most of this stuff, because it's X'd out, I don't have enough loot to build, but I have some pretty good frames for them already. Let's see, the spider bot, all the blueprints I had, I've constructed. So you can see from at the bottom, like I had a couple different guns and they have different stats on them, and they changed his look. So I have, this is the set right now. You got a set bonus for having all the items in a set armed at the same time. Let's see, do I have any loot for, I'm tracking better arms for my ape bot here, but it doesn't look like there's anything I can build there either. I didn't collect that many resources just now playing, I don't think so. Yeah, and you can see what I'm missing on the bottom right. So nothing new to craft right now, but then you can go to your bots here and you can see. So these have changed in real time. So Seth, for example, if I gave him that head or that head, he'd have different abilities. So that lowers a lot of his stats down, but I put on the white Widowmaker and his attack goes up by 10, his whatever the yellow is goes up, defense goes up by 2, and the energy goes up by 4. And so you get better and better bots to fight with you, and they show you some of the different capabilities. So there's, I guess, a sort of a rock, paper, scissors thing with like strong versus a certain thing. He's strong against flyers and weak against these kind of wheeled or treaded rolling around bots that I actually have not encountered a ton yet. I think that's the last frame you get as well. Save loadout and actually change that. And yeah, so here's the Mac is the current flyer, and I changed his look a bit. So this is what he looks like by default. Is that this is his, yeah. Well, this is not what Mac looks like by default, but this is what the flyer frame looks like by default. And so I've upgraded it by getting and so I mentioned art design before. I've always admired the art design of the Metroid Prime games. Todd Keller was the art director of those games, and then he's at Armature with Mark Pacini, the game director, and Jack Matthews, technical director. And I think Keller and his team's work really shines through. They also made a game earlier this year for PC and PS4 called Dead Star, which is like a top-down kind of strategic multiplayer spaceship combat game, which is really good. And it was a free game for a month on PlayStation Plus. And like the designs of those spaceships are amazing as well. So, I mean, maybe there's some weaknesses here in terms of they need to do a little bit of gameplay patching and they need to do some optimization of their load times. But I'd say the look of the game, I think, is fantastic. I don't know what you guys think. Frank, as we wind this down, and maybe I'll try to load one more area real fast, but does anybody have any questions or comments we think we can help people out with?
A lot of repeats, so nothing fresh at the moment.
A lot of repeats. Okay, well then maybe we'll just let Violet here wave us all goodbye. Violet, our fast travel agent.
One more. Last one just came in on the wire. Thanks, Willie. Do you find there's enough customization options, or does that seem limited to you?
I just showed you a bunch of them there, and there's certainly an ample quantity of them. Whether or not they have meaningful impact on quality, I haven't really sensed in that. The way that I play games like this is I always get as much loot as I can, and then I always upgrade to the maximum possible thing I can craft. And my robots have been able to hold their own in battle pretty well. And I'm trying to get set bonuses as well, so I'm trying to match all the parts as much as I can. So that's worked, but I haven't been able to test out, or it's not really my nature to test out whether or not there's a loadout possible that I might favor, because I tend to prefer to have agility robots. Or, I don't even think they affect your agility, but you know what I mean, or defensive versus whatever. So I mean, cosmetically, there's a nice range because I've been able to make my dog look very different. Across a few different ways, and I like how the different colors are pretty boldly presented, so it looks different if you have a dog that's yellow forelegs, blue hind legs, red head or something like that. They do a good job of making everything look like it's built out of junk. This, by the way, this is why I'm telling you folks that if you play the game, I recommend that you play it on PC. You can. I mean, I was changing loads of laundry. I was,
time to get a beer.
I was doing other things. You can play the games. To be fair, and I pointed this out in the article I did about load times of this game on Kotaku yesterday, is that Witcher 3 on PS4 has insane load times as well. You die in that game, and it takes me 90 seconds to come back. Fast travel in that game involves waiting maybe 15, 20 seconds to warp. This game is worse on Xbox One in all those load time regards than that one. So I mean, it is more severe, and that's an issue. But once you get into one of the major zones, you aren't loading. As you saw, when you fall and die like a klutz, as I did a bunch of times, you get a fast respawn in there. Let's wrap this up with a little bit of jumping, and then we will see you all for the next stream. So let's see if we can end strong. All right, folks, that was ReCore. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with more gaming streams later in the week.